right, getting ready now for the start of the Ohvale GP0 and GP2 category. The riders are on the grid, waiting for the start. Good start there by the front row of the grid. Glenn Allison should lead them through turn one for the first time. Plenty of biff and barge, a bit further back in the pack. Oh, and a big move there. Oh, someone's run off the circuit, and a bit of smoke coming out of one of those machines too.
Wow, that first corner is just drama charging. There's I think there's Ohvale's got an X engine in it at the moment. Just trying to pick up who that is. Hopefully, he can get off the line, out of the way. That's in fifth, sixth position. The black flag will come out. Is that just trying to pick up the number on that one? But at the moment, Allen has just stormed away from the rest of them. Now, just seeing if the officials have seen what we've seen up here, Phil. And going to give him a bit of a hurry up as Allen crosses the line. Already have a lead of about 2 seconds. Watkins, Hamad Keeley, Ricky Watt, I'd say that is. Oh, and it's Epis as well. So that's a bit of a smoke haze being put up there as yeah, it was Wayne Hepburn by the look of it, is it? Oh, that thing is, he better get off the track. It's going to spit him over the bars when it seizes up. Oh, like it. We haven't had a rider update. It's Lachlan Epis riding the Wayne Hepburn machine. And I wonder if that's got anything to do with that race before, Phil, when he laid it on the deck. I might have cooked the valve. And I'm not sure. Yeah, there is a black flag being shown down there on the pit straight. So Lockie would want to back it off, or else there's some oil to get onto that. He'll need more than arm pump surgery that he had after the ASBK round at Wakefield Park a few weeks ago. You know, they've just managed to rattle off somebody there. That's that would have been, I think that was Ricky Watt that got past as well. But take no prisoners from Glenn Allerton. After 2 laps, he's out to 4 seconds. After 3 laps, he'll probably be out to 6 seconds, considering he's lapping about a second half quicker than everybody else. 5.5, he's pulled out a second half on that one. So Epis there, he's seen the black flag. They just get off the racing line, Lockie. And that will be parked for the rest of the day. So that'll be Nathan Spiteri going up the inside of him as well. That's the wonder he didn't get a little bit of a helping hand off the track from Nathan. But Glenn Allerton, we know he's a class act, Phil, 3 times Australian Superbike champion, aiming for the 4th one, along with a few other riders. But as he comes down a complete lap number 4, another quick lap of a 48.046, so 0.02 of a second difference in his best lap time.
Yeah, well, they did make some changes to that bike, didn't they, Braxy, before this race in the search for a nice fast lap time. And looking like Glenn Allison's not only been able to set a fast lap time, but been able to do them consistently as well. As we see a really good battle now developing for second place between Marcus Hamad, Ricky Watt and Buzz Keeley. Not much Kylie sort of separating them up towards the top end of the circuit as they come down through the chicane now. Marcus Hamad getting a fair bit of pressure put on him from behind. He'd be used to this, Braxy, when he races in the Blue Crew Oceania Junior Cup, and also riding the Ohvale pretty regularly as Allison comes through to complete another lap. As we mentioned, Glenn Allison is a 3-time Australian Superbike champion, but has been doing plenty of practice on his Ohvale down at the Picton Go-Kart circuit. And we said it's one of the closest things to actually preparing yourself to ride a superbike that there is. Of course, very rigid, stiff chassis. And these things are made for one thing and one thing only, and that is to go around a racetrack as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and it's not only the rigidness, he said it's like riding it, because they're that responsive off the throttle. He said it is like riding a little mini superbike. And as we've seen a couple of guys get launched into space, they do spin up rather severely off the, as we're missing Glenn Nelson. He was second fastest in practice yesterday, and in qualifying in the first race he was right on the tail of Alladin, but hit a wet patch, and you know what happens when you hit a wet patch? The whole world can come undone. Unfortunately, Glenn's had to head back to Queensland. A very disappointed young teenager who is currently I think he's leading the R3 Cup and the Supersport 300s in the ASBK Championship.
Yeah, young Cameron Rende's got his hands full at the moment too with one of the most experienced campaigners out there, Nathan Spiteri, who's ridden so many different kinds of bikes, as why he's such an experienced campaigner. Superbikes, historic bikes, long-time campaigner and fan of the Ohvales as well, and doing a really good job on his return to racing after a big crash at the first round of the Australian Superbike Championship earlier on this year. And Nathan said what he needs to do now is he just needs to get plenty of time out there riding, because there's nothing like riding a bike to improve your bike fitness. And as we were discussing when I was talking to him, the one man that proved that time and time again was Phil Lovett. Didn't look like the fittest guy out there, but could ride a bike at extremely fast pace for hours and hours and hours on end.
Yeah, he certainly could. He's he definitely wasn't the epitome of what a road racer does look like, even though he won the Fink a few times. Here we go again, Nathan Spiteri now number 3 in this tango at the moment, behind Paul Watkins and Cameron Rendy. And as he's closed them up again, so on their 8th lap, they've just gone about 3.5 laps to go. And up the inside goes Watkins around Rendy, does he? I think he is. Rendy's gone back into, and Spiteri, what's going on here? Rendy, Banner and Spiteri, they're swapping positions at the moment. But then there's a good little battle again for Hamad Watt, Ricky Watt and Buzz Kiley there in that battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Look at the lead now, that 17 seconds. Massive lead. It's the biggest lead he's had in this class. And who was that was slowing another rider? Just sort of ran it a little bit wide on the exit. I think that might have been Matt Watkins, as a matter of fact. So there goes lap number 9. He's got 3 laps to go, is Glenn Alladin. While we've got a bit of a chance to talk about him, he's aiming to bring in the Ohvale Tuesdays, or it could be Wednesdays or Thursdays, here at the Sydney Premier Karting Track, to make it a regular occurrence, as is the Moto Tuesdays at the Oakley track, which starts again on Tuesday, May the 24th, where they start, and they'll be going all through the winter time too, Phil. Now they've got the wet weather tyres and stuff, which is starts about 5 o'clock in the afternoon and goes through to about 9 o'clock at night every Tuesday, and they're going to do the same here as the battle again. Someone's getting lapped. That would have been, might have been Matt Watkins as well, coming under all sorts of attention, as Alladin now goes through again, complete lap number 10. So he's still within 1/10 of a second of his best time.
And as we mentioned, Glenn Alladin debuting the brand new Arai RX7 Evo helmet that's only just been released in Australia here this weekend, with a few updates from the old RX7. Very happy with the performance of the new bike, and maybe that's assisting him with these lap times, Braxy. Just looking at his last lap, it was only 1/10 of a second slower than his fastest lap of the race. So that change that they made to the bike, Wayne Maxwell down there spinning the spanners before this event, has obviously worked a treat for Glenn Alladin on his Ohvale GP2. Oh, that's one running wide there. That's allowed a few other riders to make their way through. Was that one of the Watkins, I think it might have been? But, or maybe it was Adam Banner on board bike number 8 that actually ran wide there at turn 1. Just was a little bit over-ambitious on the brakes, got his braking marker a fraction wrong, ran off onto the grass, and was able to regain the circuit. Just looking at this battle now too, between Spiteri, Rende, and it looks like it's closed up a fraction there too, with the very experienced Nathan Spiteri looking for a way past. Well, he's going to have the attentions very soon of Glenn Alladin. Lucky it's the last lap for those guys, because he'll be right onto the back of them as they come round through the final corners, as they get the last lap board. Coming across the line, though, will be Alladin to take another victory. Sensational ride from Glenn Alladin, a 48.4 on his last lap.
That was actually Marcus Hamad waving at his fans over the spectator fence. So we've got next race coming up, the Mini Motard Grom race, and then the veterans before we have another.